everybody, T2RX6 here, back for another third-party review. I realize it's been a while since we've done third-party, but today we're going to take a look at the Mastermind Creations R-05 Fortis. And to be honest, I've had this guy for a while, but I wasn't super duper excited about reviewing him because he's a whole lot like Bovis. That said, there are a couple tricks that they've done to make him a little bit different looking, namely, he's pretty much like this, but yeah, they still had some stuff. And let's take a look at his weapons here. We do have the little bladed things. One thing to note, these are extremely fragile. These bend really easily, and actually trying to get it into the hands, first time I tried it, the one really bent badly. I thought it was going to break. They are nowhere near as solid as the ones that came with Fortis. At least they don't feel that way, probably because there's less material. Instead of the like shotgun things, you get these like cannon blaster things. They do pull out a little, which is pretty cool. And of course you get the opposite foot. You can see this one is the one that I repro labeled up. This is the one that came with Fortis here, and it comes with the other hand. And before we attach all this stuff, we'll look at his articulation, because there's not a whole bunch in his rhinoceros mode here. And this is headstrong, in case you're wondering the G1 name. Anyway, you do get the head that rotates, because it can go all the way around. It does go up and down a tiny bit. There's some clicking there, and it looks a little bit goofy if you completely dislodge it. You can open his mouth if you so please, and uh-oh, there's his robot mode face. We don't want to do that. The arms kind of go in and out here on their little ball joint, and there is a kind of rotational joint on this to kind of extend them out further, but I don't really know why you would want to do that. You do have the ball jointed hoof part here and the ball joint swivel. I don't know what that part on the animal would be. And that's pretty much it for the articulation for this guy. It's exactly the same as Bovis there. Now you can take all his weapons, of course, and just kind of plug them on in. They plug in pretty easily right on the back there. And then you can take these blades, of course, and just plug them right on this side. We'll only do one side because there's really no point in doing both. And you can then put the little blasters on the back like so, and try to make them stand without looking silly. And I will say, he's very, very weighty when he's like this. And we can, of course, extend that blaster. Alright, so let's get this guy changed up, and we'll be pretty quick about it here because it is, again, exactly the same as Bovis. We're going to extend those knee pads, open out these panels here, and just try to clear them past this hip armor, which I can never feel like I found a good place for. Anyway, rotate these all the way around, flip the little guards out here, and unpeg the feet here, and then you got to do the semi-complicated, get them in their right position, if they'll cooperate, there we go, to loop the foot on through. Close this on up here, and we'll just repeat for the other side. Again, unpeg this, flip it all the way through, close it up, like that. Then we'll come around here to his legs, and we'll flip it around till we find the tab and the hole up here. Just kind of push it down and into position. Then make sure his legs are oriented the right way. You do have to kind of flip these around when you go to the rhino mode to make it look good. Flip the hoof around, and you'll see that it all clips in. And I'll show the reverse transformation too, because I showed this for this mode. There's this direction for Bovis, and I never showed how to go back to the animal mode. So we'll throw that in at the end if you're interested in seeing that. There we go. We got that done. We can take this on around and just kind of push him on in. Bring it around, push it on in like this. And we got his feet done. Let's raise him up because he is a big guy here. And we'll rotate his waist on around and bring these little side hip armor things on around. And I do like they've done a lot of retooling on this guy, even though it's all you know, the same way like we got the vents and stuff instead of the like cannons or whatever, and the whole chest is different. So they went out of their way to make him different than Bovis. It's just that the transformation is the same, so if you've seen one, you've seen both. Take his head, flip that on down, and there we go, hoof man. No, just kidding, we're not done. We just gotta take this, bring this on around like so, flip the side shoulder armor out of the way. This is gonna let us take the whole leg, rotate it up, again flip the hoof so it connects like that, like so, and everything should clip right on in here. If we've done that right, we can flip out his little hand here, and we'll do the same thing for this side. Unpeg this first, unpeg that, flip it, rotate, rotate, close it on up, and then flip out his fist. And there you go, we've got Fortis slash Headstrong in his robot mode. And again, just a super beefy robot. Quick comparison here. Here he is next to your Classics Bumblebee mold, just to get an idea of how big he is. Pretty awesome. I love this guy, he's so beefy. Now I will complain about these though. If you go in the way you're supposed to hold a knife and go from the top and down, it's not all that big of a problem to get them in. And if you like it like that, that's cool, because that's how you should hold a knife, but it does look kind of weird. If you go this way on in, because you can't just clip it in, you do have to kind of put it in sideways, and then once you have it in position here, you have to twist it. And this is how I bent the blade real bad the first time, trying to get this thing to properly grip in his fist, which is just real hard to do. You can see every time I try, it just pops out. I wish that there was some kind of swivel mechanism on this, just so you could peg it straight in without having to do this rotation thing. And you'll probably try tons of times to make this thing work. I know I've had to, and at some point you'll probably just give up, because frankly it's a big hassle to try to get these little knives on into his hands. Again, it does tend to be easier when you go from the top if you have him hold the knife downward, which is the real way you should use a knife in combat. So I suppose you can do that, and then that makes your whole life easier. You can take these, extend them on out, and put them on his wrists there, and he is pretty well armed. And that's probably how I'm going to display mine. If you really want to, you can of course put the cannons on his back. Let's bring that up so you can see. But it does make him pretty back heavy at this point, and on my slightly leaning desk, it's hard to make him stand. But there you go. He's fully armed and loaded to the teeth. And here he is next to Bovis here, and they make a great crew. Just not ones that are terribly exciting to review in a row, but you can see some of the differences here. Like the foot guards are different, the little side I don't know what you would call them, the cannons here are now grates on this. We got a whole different chest, of course you got the head, and other than that, yeah, I mean, same exact toy. So alright guys, so let's get him transformed back into his beast mode, because he does come packaged this way. So first thing we'll do is flip up his head, of course. We don't need to flip it around this time, which I do think is a neat trick, because it does leave his head a little lower on the body. We will unplug the hooves back here. We'll rotate the shoulder piece on around, like so. And then we can kind of flip them forward. We'll take his hands, we'll rotate these on in, on both sides here. Then just kind of fold this up, and you'll see you have this little tab in the hole. Kind of get it in position, and it'll pretty much tab into the hole properly if you get it incorrect. And we'll do that again for this side too. There we go. And now you'll take this and you'll rotate this on up, and the way I find it easiest to do is to kind of push downwards on this a little bit. Like hold this together and push this down a little, and it'll clip right on in there. And then it's just a matter of arranging the hooves like you like it. So again, I'll show that on this side. Hold this together, push this down so it kind of flexes the plastic a tiny bit, and it plugs right on in. And there we go. There's the upper part of his body. We're going to take these and just kind of, these panels here I can never figure out the best way to get them out of the way. And usually when you rotate it like this, they get so far and then they kind of get jammed up here. So just be aware of that. And then from here I pretty much just kind of fold them up like this. I don't really know exactly what they want you to do with them. Then we're going to take these black pieces, just kind of push on the inside of the thigh here to pop them out a little bit. Swing them around the other side and you can kind of push them back on in here. There is tabs down there or slots down there to accept the tabs, so you know you have them in the right position. Then we'll come on down here. We'll open up his legs. I always get this thing rotated the right way first, because this is a little bit of a pain to try to get this to work out for you. There we go. We got that around like that. I'll just open that back up and do it again for the other side. Rotate it all the way around. Get it so it's pretty much ready to go. And then we'll just unplug these sides here, like so. So we can get this rotated all the way open, both sides. That'll allow us to open this all up. And then we can carefully get this down and around. Just make sure that your thigh has cleared the yellow panel here. And you'll see it goes all the way around, both sides. Move that out of the way so it doesn't interfere. And once you have that like this, you can make sure that it goes all the way first. There we go. Then clip these together. Fix these little panels that there's nothing really to do with. Close them. Peg the feet into those tabs down here. And just push that all together. Get this situated. Put those out of the way again. And then it's a matter of just coming down here to the bottom legs. I always fold these up too. I don't know if you have to or not. Take these, flip them on in. They kind of clip. I find that Bovis clicks better than Fortis does, but they do clip into position. Rotate it. Rotate the hoof. Again, do the same thing for the other side here. Clip it, rotate, rotate, and then just make them stand and not look completely ridiculous and lopsided, which is actually a little bit of a feat. So yeah, so that's all there is to this guy, and hopefully you guys understand the transformation. And yeah, I think he's well worth getting. He's definitely an awesome toy. Just, I'm more excited about the other members than I was for getting this guy. So expect a review of the Leo Ducks pretty soon, because he's also here. And I'll see you guys next week.